basically did is use a leg attack, taking my opponent off balance here and exposing his head area for the choke, as I shown there. These techniques will be thoroughly covered on other tapes in the library. So unless you have a thorough grounding in this information, you cannot use those techniques. So what have to be used is, when ground fighting range is met, you may create the distance to allow you to use the knees into the rib cage as I showed there, and the shins into the rib cage, or working into the low shin kick into the collarbone and head area. Again, you'll notice in your grappling practice that you may find yourself on top of or in a position to be able to create the distance necessary for low kicking. So remember, just because you're in grappling doesn't mean you have to stay there. Some of the targets you'd like to use, again, are the rib cage, the floating ribs, the collarbone, which can be exposed, the neck, and the temple are also target areas. Here we're looking at a tackle drill. Now again, the beauty of having both the striking and the grappling arts under your belt is that you can make the necessary transitions from both. Now instead of maybe swinging around and going into the grappling mode here, I created the distance for the low kicks. Here what you're looking at is an arm manipulation technique. Now I can use that to pancake him, as they call it in wrestling, him over onto his back and continue grappling and pinning and arm locking, or I can go into my low kicking repertoire and follow up with knees and shin kicks, also stomping kicks. Here we're looking at an evasion movement in that palm heel manipulation that I showed you previously with the grip to redirect my opponent and follow up. Here we're looking at almost a full commitment with the double leg attack. I'm using a sprawling technique, and again, rather than continuing with grappling, I work in with the kicking techniques. Here we're looking at various low kick applications. I'm using a stomping or a heel kick there. So if you notice a common thread here in the low kicking applications with ground aspects is the sprawling action. You do not want to be trapped into that area. Again, the same manipulation there. We're looking at shin kicks to the base of the skull and to the side of the head. Again, from here you can work into Jujigatame, the cross-arm body arm lock, or take a step back and work into the low kicks. What you're looking at here are the beginnings of becoming a total fighter, being able to work from grappling range to kicking range to striking range. Here we're looking at that redirection with the palm heel, as I showed previously again. You can also go to the back of the knee and the ankles, as I showed on volume 1 with the stomping kicks. Also driving in the knee here from the sprawling position. When you sprawl back, there is a slight moment of hesitation as to whether you should go into grappling or not. Here we're looking at a reversal. You almost saw a successful double takedown where he had me on the back. This is one of the last places you want to be in a real fight. Sure, while on your back, you can use various techniques like leg guarding or scissoring your opponent, but he may be able to straddle and mount you in this position here. The more time you give your opponent to maneuver, the less of a chance you have to escape. So what you have to do is create the strategy immediately. As you saw there, as I'm falling on my back, I'm already thinking bridge and turn, bridge and turn. Here you'll see it at a full speed. I'm going with the force of the double leg takedown and following up with the knee kick here. This concludes volume 2. Thank you for purchasing my video.